Hello everyone, it's Leon here. I'm joined by Dom, who has reviewed South Park The Stick of Truth. First of all, what did you give it?
I gave it an 8.
8. I should mention, just quickly before we start, there is so much stuff I had to edit out of this video. I've seen horrible things, and there's nothing I could have put up in some cases. But just explain what it is exactly then.
So Stick of Truth is a turn-based RPG that tries to combine some of those things we found in turn-based games, like turn-based combat, exploration, all those RPG elements, with the comedy and the humour that we know South Park to be. So all the offensive stuff, all the in-jokes, all the attacking celebrities. And it works really, really well, because a lot of us, when we first heard about this game, thought, really? South Park? We've seen a lot of very poor, looking back to the N64, the first-person shooters, not really working with South Park. So we didn't really know if this was going to work, and yet, sitting down with it, everything comes together. It really, really does. It's
been interesting to see in the office, like, people have gathered around to watch it and laugh and point and kind of go, oh god, can you do that? Can you get away with that? I mean, the thing that's about to happen in a minute in this bathroom is like one of the tamest things I could leave in the video. There was, I mean, I haven't played it. I've just been putting this video together, and I was astonished at like the strength of the South Park humour that's gone in there. They haven't sort of pulled any punches. It is as kind of offensive as the series has ever been. And amazingly sort of funny for it, but also a really great game.
No, definitely, and I think they obviously try to kind of up the ante, and we know that from the things that have been censored from the EU version and stuff. But those things, little kind of mini games, I won't spoil for you for the scenes they're involved in.
What are we seeing here, just quickly? So it uses is it like a Facebook menu thing?
Yeah, it's kind of trying to combine like a social media thing. So what it does in a really great way is it turns meeting new people into a collectible. Right. So if you go around and meet new characters and stuff, it adds them to your friend list, and what it does, it populates them with funny little jokes of them chatting to each other and attacking each other. But by doing that, the more you get, the more perks you unlock, and a perk will give you a certain boost while you're playing in a certain kind of combat situation. You'll be able to pick up more money. It's urging you to go out and meet new people and go in different shops and houses and upgrade.
So I mean, this is the combat. So South Park kind of styling aside, it's proper kind of old-fashioned, like turn-based RPG, you know, line dance kind of thing.
Yeah, and it works really, really well, because the idea of turning it into a nice little radio wall of things you can choose from. You pick little characters, and you have these abilities that really reflect the characters. So, for instance, the Bard here, played by Jimmy. He's a great support character. You can't pick him from the start. He's someone you pick up as you go around with one of your buddies and stuff. But he has little ballads he can play that buffs your health up and takes down the enemy. But by doing it, you have to bash X to make sure he doesn't stutter when he's doing a ballad and stuff. It's got a really bad stutter in it. So it's little things like that. And yeah, the turn-based stuff works really well, because you have to. It doesn't hold your hand at all. Like if you mistime a certain block, so it'll have an attack come in, you have to press X to quickly stop it, otherwise it flashes, so you don't get hurt as much. If you miss that, you've got a tiny window to hit it in. And the same thing, if you don't know a certain enemy's weak points, you don't examine them properly, the game will punish you and make you go right back to the start again of that particular area. And so you kind of think, okay, what's the best buddy I can choose? What's the best move for the situation?
Is it just 2 in a party each time?
2 in a party each time, and you can switch out buddies on the fly. You have to wait until their turn when you're in combat, but you can pick out, so you notice that a particular guy isn't working against a boss or a group of enemies. You can go into your party, as long as they're unlocked, they unlock throughout the game and stuff as you progress through the main campaign of the story. So there's again another reason to go back into the story and push further to get those new characters. And while you're moving around in exploration, you can pick them out just by going into the menu here, going to the party section and selecting them, and it gives you an extra ability. So you'll see as you go around the map, there's things you can shoot, there's things that you can characters that are hurt, that need to be healed and stuff. Each buddy will have a special ability that you can use, and then open up a brand new area. So yeah.
Okay. So how is it structured then? There's a main mission thread, and then just side quests. Do you just meet random people and they give you random jobs?
It's standard RPG fare in that sense. The story is amazing. Like, you think it's going to be this kind of boring, like, oh, everyone's pretending they're wizards fighting elves and stuff, but the story spirals out of control in terms of how great it gets and the things they bring in. I won't spoil what the things they have in, but if you're even a passing fan of South Park, you will love what they do. The town, you can explore the whole of South Park pretty much from the start of the game and stuff. So any of the shops, any of the schools, any of the cinema, rhinoplasty, anything you can go to, and each one has a different character inside of it or hanging out outside. For instance, if you go into the bank, I found it when I was playing it the other day, if you have a certain character in your party with you, they'll interact in a different way with each location. So when I went to the bank one time to get some things from a Dropbox. Was I had Butters with me as he is here. He just starts trying to stick up the bank and stuff and try and steal money from people, and then he suddenly realises that it's from people he knows from his school and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, hey guys, sorry, I'm just hanging out with my friend." And it's a really cute way of like kind of every single thing has got a little joke in it. Like it's not just they've taken a South Park license and chucked it against, thrown it really hard at a genre that's not suited to it. It's everything is just another line of dialogue those guys have written. It's just awesome. Cool.
We're seeing a lot of so there's a lot of kind of wandering around and collecting stuff. What's the sort of the kind of pie chart of gameplay? You know, sort of the what you do in. Are you doing a lot of this kind of wandering around? Opening boxes?
Yes, and it's the great thing about it. Most of the game is you are going to different areas and collecting different things. You're going through every single thing you can go through. So a drawer or a door or a particular part of the area is kind of gold or yellow, so you know you can interact with it. And there's little bits of money you pick up, like 10 cents here and 25 cents there, but things aren't that expensive, so it's kind of correlated. So you don't have to have tons and tons of thousands of gold like you would in old RPGs. You also can find lots of things like armor and weapons and stuff, but these are locked to certain levels and stuff, so you can find a really nice like level 14 katana or things like that, or like
so every time you sort of say stuff I'm going like, sounds like a real RPG, because I just sort of part of me looks at this and goes, it can't be that kind of RPG, but
it really is, because I didn't think, no, you can't. There's a certain point where you have to kind of like reel it back in, but they've got little patches and things called strap-ons, which is a great name for it, that you basically put onto your weapons that make them stronger, and you can customize them as much as you like, and different things with different enemies and stuff, and there's a depth to each battle that if you go in with the wrong setup you're screwed, but you'll learn from that and you'll come back again with a brand new setup and stuff. And this is a South Park game. This looks like it should be a Flash game that's over in 10 seconds, but no, this is a game that's got like a good 25-30 hours of content in it.
I mean, it's amazing how good it looks in terms of, relative to what South Park is, because saying it looks like South Park, I mean, it looks like an episode. It doesn't just look like how you think South Park should look. It looks like it's something you're watching on TV.
Definitely, and it's one of the things that works in its favour and against it, in the sense that it looks exactly like an episode, and it flows like one, and it's like one long. You're like watching a series of it in one long go, and it encapsulates that perfectly. But at the same time, it doesn't. It's a bit scared to stretch too far outside of South Park proper. So you have this location to interact with right at the start, but there's not much beyond. You can go to Canada, and there are things underground and other places you can go to, really funny things. But the series itself goes to other places and does other things, and I think maybe they wanted to just do this and see how it fared and see what you could do and stuff. But it limits itself sometimes in where you can go, and I think that a big RPG has massive worlds and realms you can visit and jump between. I think this is trying to kind of see, well, how big can we make it? Let's start small.
Were there any other sort of cons really? I mean, pro side, it's funny, it's deep, it's South Park, it's surprisingly satisfying, and you're saying so it's a bit limited in terms of its
scope. It could certainly could do more. There is a good 25 hours of time left, but I would probably say that the save system is a little bit funny in terms of you need to be in a certain area, and it's not, you can't just save where you are. You have to be at a checkpoint in an RPG. You need to be able to save where you want to. And there are issues with the frame rate. It's a 2D side scroller essentially in terms of what you do, but it does have problems there. But overall, great.
8 out of 10. Recommended.
Definitely pick it up.
Thank you very much.